For those of you who haven't been on YouTube or watching your city channel at home, this is our monthly Employee of the Month. We created an award named after Mayor Sophie Masloff, who dedicated her life to public service, to recognize those that we work with in city government on a daily basis who really do a great job of not only doing their job, but do it in a way that they're one of those people that we like to come to work with. Somebody who represents the city of Pittsburgh and takes care of the people of Pittsburgh without notoriety, but does it with dedication and a true perseverance to doing the best they can possibly do. Urban planning is unique. It's more of an art than a science. It's the ability to listen and communicate with people who live in a neighborhood, who dedicate their lives to that neighborhood, and to be able to translate what they want out of their neighborhood into code, into being able to understand not only what the neighborhood looks like today, but what it could be tomorrow, and to put together the realities of everyday living with the vision of what tomorrow can hold. It's an art that is practiced through our city planning department, and one person who I'd like to come up to say a few words was the person who nominated Kate for this award, Director Ray Gastel. And before I have Ray say a few words, I just want to take a moment to thank him for the dedication that he has given to the people of Pittsburgh, for the leadership that he has taken in understanding that this is a city under transition, being able to respect its past and to understand it, while at the same time providing us with new codes, whether it's over our riverfront that has never been developed over our history for anything other than industry, but understanding that our future is going to be in housing and in office space and in public space where everybody has access to the river, whether it's working to create neighborhood plans and being that interpreter of the community's wishes and wants into a plan that will help to make that a reality. For these past several years, Ray has guided this city through one of its historic transitions. And as he now transitions into running his own institute, I just wanted to take a moment to thank him as well for his dedication to the people of Pittsburgh.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Director? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. And thank you. This is really a great moment for me to be able to, frankly, with this transition, to make a point that I've wanted to make for some time, and I think everyone here understands that, but I'll reiterate it. When you come to a department and when you come to work for one, there is very little you can get done unless you have strong people in the team working for the good of the city, people that know the city, know its code, in this case in the planning department, know how its work gets done, and also have the dedication to make sure that things are done right. Kate Reyes has been an incredible contributor. She came as an intern. She had a Master's of Urban Design from Carnegie Mellon. She translated that into work that ranged from topics from Paris to Pittsburgh. One of my favorites, that she was instrumental in that work of how we could have more effective manage our sidewalks so that we could actually have the sort of enlivened cafes and other experiences that are typical of Paris, but actually translate them to Pittsburgh in a way that was effective and safe and just. So I appreciate that, among so many other things. The other items I want to highlight in this recognition of Kate's work is that she was instrumental throughout the entire process of being the key person with the Planning Commission. And I think that those of you who know the hard work of keeping the Planning Commission together, keeping them on track, keeping the information in front of them that needs to be there, the reports, et cetera. It's extremely detailed work. It also requires a knowledge not only of the process, but also an understanding of policy, an understanding of personality, and an understanding of what it takes to run a city, all of which Kate is knowledge that she came with some and then has developed it over more than a decade with the city. She also has high responsibility roles vis-a-vis all of our review of projects, and has been doing that for many years. And I think that she'll be able to speak to even more things that she's done, as well as I'm going to ask Corey Lehman to add a few comments. Corey, who, as you all know, is the zoning administrator for the city of Pittsburgh and is the direct supervisor for Kate, can speak in even more detail about the work that she's done. But I want to speak in generalities for one more moment and just stress that Kate is a very dedicated person with a very sometimes overwhelmingly intelligent person, which is sometimes hard to keep up with, but is so knowledgeable about how we do the work and how the code works and how a process works and how this can actually translate into programs that we can move forward and move the city forward. We could not do that without Kate. So Corey, maybe you could add a few comments.
Sure. Thank you. And Kate has been, somebody I've worked with personally, almost the entire time that I've been at the city, which even having left and come back, goes back over a decade easily. Some of the, sticking with generalities for a second, one of the things I could say easily is that really there isn't any of the work that significant work that's come out of our department related to the zoning code that Kate hasn't had some hand in some way and making it better. And also for our customers, the fact that we have organized handouts and information for the public, for our customers, for developers, the fact that we have pre-application meetings that are available, that are so popular. We have a big waiting list for them, and even now that we're charging folks to have this meeting with us, it's still a huge queue because of the vision that Kate has had and the work that she's put into making sure that really we're providing a level of quality in our code reviews and in our information and interactions with customers and the public that is, really working at a high level. The specific things that I can say that Kate's been involved in, there are too many to list. Just a couple thoughts though. When Kate was an intern working with me in the planning department, we were looking at ideas and concepts and doing research that she was really taking the lead on that has now led to the sustainability performance point system that we got into the Eco-Innovation District and into the riverfront zoning. And it's sort of like something that little threads that started over a decade ago that we can see now as policy and really leading progressive policy within land use code. And then the urban design guidelines and the urban design system that we now have, the way that contextual design advisory panel works with within the development review system is something that, after a lot of experience and review and really Kate's involvement in researching Pittsburgh's design review process against 30 benchmark cities and looking at, this is a lot of work diving into how 30 different cities do design review and their commissions and panels and all of these different formats. And Kate was instrumental in doing the research and being a part of the team that envisioned a new design review process and a really mature design review process for the city. And I think it's actually been very successful over the years since that we've made those changes. So,
thanks.
Thank you.
Mayor, I think the next step is you. But I will only add one comment that while we may not see it today, Kate, I just have to say before I go that you have one of the best senses of humor I have ever known. And heck, you need it in the work that we do. So thank you for that too, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Kate, please come up, join me. Corey, right? So first off, We have this special, beautiful Mayor Sophie Masloff Employee of the Month Award given to Kate Reyes in recognition of your dedication and service to the citizens and guests of Pittsburgh.
Thank you.
And
Even more.
even more. Whereas, Kate Reyes has worked for the Department of City Planning at the City of Pittsburgh for more than a decade. She began as an intern and is now principal planner. And I have to say, we had Katelyn Pendrick, who worked here since she was a sophomore as an intern, became a staff member before she even graduated. And we hashtagged her the intern that never left. You can take that into the new hashtag now. She began as an intern and now is principal planner in a key leadership position at the Zoning and Development Review Division. And whereas Kate was instrumental in setting up and following through on the process of planning in Pittsburgh, organizing and formalizing the design review process. From her role as an intern completing her Master's of Urban Design degree at Carnegie Mellon, to her role as a design review specialist, to her current position. She worked diligently to ensure that planning communicated how design review worked, from direct discussions with applicants to handouts and process guides that she developed. She has continually worked to improve the process, drawing on community feedback as well as studying 30 peer cities to refine our approach. And whereas she also demonstrated her commitment to urban design through her more than 5 years on the Paris to Pittsburgh Advisory Committee. She worked to ensure that downtown Pittsburgh's transformation into a great place for sidewalk cafes and activated streets had a coherent urban design vision and the regulations to carry it out. And whereas Kate has been instrumental in drafting, review, and reporting on major initiatives from the master plans of specially planned districts to riverfront zoning, the Uptown Eco-Innovation District, and the updated floodplain ordinance. She works tirelessly to keep major development applications moving through the city's process against daunting deadlines and complex master plans and legislation, mastering the details of content, schedule, and review. And no matter how busy, she makes sure to share her deep well of knowledge with others. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, William Peduto, Mayor of the City of Pittsburgh, do hereby declare July 19th, 2006, Kate Reyes Day, here in our most livable city of Pittsburgh.
Thank you so much for the kind words. I can't believe how fast 10 years has gone, and it's been interesting thinking back over the 10 years, just sort of the projects that we got and the applications that we got and sort of the way that we thought about things back then to the way that we think about now. It's a different problem, and always an interesting challenge. And I want to thank everyone that came out today to support me, including from our sister departments, from PLI and from DOMI. Thanks so much. I think all the leadership and support I have gotten over the past 10 years, but also to my coworkers as well. They make me want to come into work every day. So thank you very much.
Well, that concludes our Employee of the Month ceremony. Kate, thank you again on behalf of the people of the city of Pittsburgh. Like we said earlier, so many of the employees of the city who dedicate their lives into improving the lives of the people of the city of Pittsburgh may not be recognized on a daily basis, but the work that they do is not only appreciated, but it's absolutely critical as we go through this transition from what Pittsburgh was to what Pittsburgh will be. And thank you for being such a major part of that transition.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone in this room as well. So I wish I could do Employee of the Day. I think I'd probably get criticized, but the fact of the matter is we want to be able to recognize team efforts, and you got a great team. So thank you.